I was 8 years old. My mom and I ventured down to the Arizona Humane Society, intending to have a quick look around and perhaps pet a few puppies. In hindsight, this plan was unrealistic, because it is nearly impossible to visit an animal shelter of any kind without picking up a new friend, and we returned home with a tabby-coated kitten named Caleb. Adopting Caleb was not by any means a simple task. Endless paperwork kept us in the waiting room for hours, and by the time we got out of that place, we reeked with cat litter and wet dog. It seemed as though the people working at the Humane Society did everything in their power to prevent us from bringing our new kitten home. In fact, we were almost forced to put Caleb back in his cage because of a single piece of paper. My mom had already filled out countless forms, and we were at the point of placing Caleb in his carry-home box, when one final document was handed to us. It was a contract that my mom had to sign, verifying that, no matter what, Caleb would be an indoor cat, never to be let outside. My mom argued with the lady behind the desk, saying that this simply would not be possible because we already had 3 outdoor cats, but the woman insisted that Caleb could be kidnapped, run over, infected by disease, or even attacked by another animal if he was permitted to roam outdoors. Eventually, my mom succumbed to signing the contract because she had no choice. But she did it knowing full well that Caleb would not live his life inside the house, because the key to ensuring your pet cat a happy life is letting it outside. This I believe. I loved Caleb as much as anyone could possibly love a pet kitten, and I did not expect to part with him until I went off to college, some 8 or 9 years later. Unfortunately, as far back as I can remember, life has never gone as expected. Caleb was kept indoors for the first few weeks he was with us, but it is nearly impossible to keep a feline indoors all day and all night, when through the window they can clearly see that there is life beyond our living room walls. Each time a door was open, Caleb would make a break for freedom, so in the end he was allowed to be an outdoor kitty. Caleb had been with us for only a couple months, when one day we let him out into the yard and he did not return. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst, my mom, my brother, and I went outside to search for him. It took us just minutes to find what we were looking for. As we approached Central Avenue, one of the busiest streets in Phoenix, I peered through the wave of oncoming traffic to the opposite side of the road. Lying off on the edge of the street, motionless, was the furry gray body of a lifeless kitten. Caleb had tried to cross the street. In the attempt, he had been struck and killed by a car. At first I was devastated by Caleb's death. I thought that maybe we should have listened to the words of the woman at the Humane Society after all. In time I have realized, however, that allowing Caleb to roam free in our neighborhood was the right thing to do, and if he came back to life, that I would do it again. Even though Caleb's life was cut short, the days that he spent chasing birds in our lawn and napping under the shade of our lemon tree were, I would imagine, magnificent. I will never know for sure whether Caleb enjoyed running around in the yard, but I know that if I were a cat, I would resent being cooped up in a stuffy house when my true home was in the wild. Through my belief in letting the cat outside, I have come to this conclusion. Some risks are worth taking, because there is no point to living a long life if you cannot live a happy one. Our family currently has 4 cats, and all of them spend a good portion of their lives outdoors. One of them is over 10 years old, and the other 3 have been with us for several years. Each day, the possibility remains that one of our precious pets could get hit by a car, yet we continue to let them outdoors so that they are able to live a richer, fuller life. Maybe they will not live to be the oldest cats on Earth, but that's okay, because they will have the opportunity to experience the wonders of rolling in the dirt and chasing mice in our backyard. I would not stay home from a trip to the Grand Canyon for fear of falling off, and I would never miss a chance to swim in the Pacific Ocean, even though there are sharks in the water. Likewise, I would never restrict a cat to the confines of our walls, despite the dangers of the rest of the world. Our cats lead a life that some cats can only dream about because we let them outside. This I believe.